Hey everybody, it's time for another Redneck review. This is like the 5th time I've tried to record this particular issue, and today I'm going to get it right if it kills me. So, okay, here we are, The Superior Spider-Man, number 23. Like I said, guys, this is another $3.99 book. Mostly everything on Marvel right now is $3.99, so we'll just have to live with that. It's written by Dan Slott and Christopher Gage. Penciled by Humberto Ramos. Now, this is the deal in the Superior Spider-Man. In the last issue of Amazing Spider-Man 700, we had Dr. Octopus put his brain inside of Spider-Man's and leave Spider-Man in his dead, decaying body. And basically, our Spider-Man Peter Parker is gone. He is been replaced by Otto Octavius, who is vowed to be a hero and do the right thing. Bull. And, you know, these are the continuing stories of that messed up storyline. Alright, well, when we last left off in the last review, we had Spider-Man taking down the Superior Venom, the new Venom, which was Flash Thompson, who is the new Venom, who's been an Avenger and working for the government in exchange for him to walk again with the symbiote. Alright, well, we find ourselves outside with the police. They're trying to come to the aid of Spider-Man and cordon off the area to keep the people out of harm's way. And we find that the Crime Master, the one that the new Venom was sent to take down, comes out and says, "Please, I give up. I'll confess. I ran guns. I'll give up suppliers. Just help me. You know, get me away from those two maniacs in there." So we find Spider-Man, this new Superior Spider-Man with his spider drones and everything, and he goes, "You got me. You know, you got me. You win." Venom tells him. He's on the ground trying. The symbiote is damaged from a blast that Spider-Man gave it, and he tells him, he goes, "What? You say you don't know me? Fine, but I know you, and the Spidey I know doesn't execute prisoners, does he? No, of course not." And we find on the next page. This is what kills me about this. Let me just end all doubts about this book. I like the Spider-Man book. I think this is a great twist, story-wise. But I like my Spider-Man being the good guy. I am one who loves Spider-Man. He's in my top couple bit of heroes, especially in the Marvel stuff. And I mean, he's Marvel's golden boy, for crying out loud. And he's gone. The things that I loved about this character are gone. I'm ready for them to fix this. I mean, come on, guys. I hate when you take something back, but take this back, please. Listen to me, Marvel. You know, as someone who will always sing your praises of the great stories I've had, but this is what I find so terrible, and I couldn't do this to my kids if I wanted to. In fact, I'm sure that this can all be easily resolved, Spider-Man says, and he's thinking in his head right now, with your death. Just give me the slightest excuse. He's looking for an excuse to kill someone. That is not what I want from my Spider-Man. I need proof you're in control of the symbiote. Make it do something. Which, again, this is him in his head again, which I'll interpret as a hostile move and then finish you off. I can't take the chance of you might expose me. And of course, Venom is a threat to human life that should have been put down long ago. And as you can see right here in the picture, the symbiote's going everywhere. It's going all over the place, and this is a weapons storage area where they ran guns. So it's all over some canisters and stuff on the side. Well, one of the canisters is a smoke grenade area, which we have over here. You know, he's all over here. He goes, "Okay, I'll try, but you hurt the symbiote with your fire and sonic webbing. They're parts of Crime Master's arm shipment." He's looking out there with the smoke grenades. He goes, "Gas grenades." He goes, "Let me focus." He's trying to make it do something. And all of a sudden, he lets off one of the gas grenades, giving him just enough of the edge to get out of there. I mean, he goes up there, but your guys look like they have a itchy trigger finger. Ugh, and he's like going through these guys that have been picked up to help him. He goes, so do you, to be honest, but you're supposed to be the good guys. So I'll stick to stun. He has one of the guns. He's firing back at him. Get him, fools. This symbiote weakened. He's just one man. He goes, one man who bared the Medal of Honor in combat. We see Spider-Man with his new webbing. I will say this as far as the actual character and gadgets or whatnot. Dr. Octopus does make a superior Spider-Man that way. He's just not what I want from my hero now. And Flash Thompson gets away. Spider-Man is being bashed by the police because, you know, just like with the other Spider-Man, when he did something right, they sang his praises. When he let the bad guy get away, he was scum. So I hope there's more of that. Maybe he'll just give up being Spider-Man. I don't know. Because and during the middle of it, he gets a call from his new girlfriend. Uh, you know, this new. I don't really know how I like that. I'm still a big fan of the Mary Jane storyline. But anyway, they're over here talking about how he can go and she can go and impress Aunt May and her new husband. And Superior Spider-Man's fine with that. Dr. Octavius has a lot of respect for this woman. And we cut to the Goblin Underground. If you've read a little bit of the other reviews or watched those, the Goblin Underground is led by a new Green Goblin. We don't know if it's Norman Osborn. We don't know if it's one of the former Hobgoblins. We just know it's a Green Goblin. And he is building a army of goblins to get ready to take on Spider-Man. He's talking to her. He's kidnapped one of Spidey's older girlfriends, Officer Cooper, who he was dating for a while. Are you Officer Cooper, he says. I've read that little book of yours. Love the twist ending, by the way. But it seems to me a key chapter is missing. I don't know what you mean, she tells him. Oh, really? Your journal makes it quite clear who's in Spider-Man's noggin, but not whose face is under the mask. How could you know one without the other? Speak! As I don't know. Me neither. And that vexes me, and I feel like I should know. It's that maddening little itch at the back of my head that I just can't scratch. Sorry, I just getting into character right there. And we see in the let me try, my lord. One of the other goblins says, I can scratch it out of her for you. Charlie and I are like family. Maybe if we'd had a little sisterly chat. She goes, never. A capital idea. You do that, pet. See what you can learn while I'm running an errand. And he goes off on the on his new glider. And you know, we don't know what's going on with that story yet, but I'm hoping they'll do a cool little thing. But we see Peter and his new girlfriend. She's a midget, but he still doesn't seem to care. I like that about this awkward thing with Octavius. They go into the apartment, and she sees it's nothing but a workstation. She goes, okay, listen, I need to cook in here, and I need to get you ready, so, And, they're back at their house, they're doing all that social stuff. Well, we see Flash Thompson here. I love what they did with Flash Thompson now, that he is Venom, and he goes, I know you're hurting. He's in here, he's trying to get the symbiote together. He's trying to tell him, I know you're hurting. Just maintain the disguise a few minutes longer. After all this time, I'm still not sure what you're made of. Just tell me if there's anything up here. He's in a hospital, trying to get the symbiote something for humans, of whatever this thing can take. There we go, and I didn't even have to break into the controlled substances. So he's saying it's good that it can be healed by some of the basic stuff like aspirin and stuff like that. And he's trying to get in his wheelchair because that's the bad thing about this Venom. He doesn't get the perks outside of when he's not being Venom. His trade-off for him to do this was he gets to walk again for a little while, and only when they say. So he has to get in the wheelchair. And my dad's paraplegic, and I know what that wheelchair looks like to some people. So I dig this new Venom. I gotta say, I wish I had the money to pick up that comic. Because you don't have to be my legs right now, symbiote. Something to wear is fine. It's a fine line between American hero and creepy naked guy. Next door of business, find somewhere where you can lay low and can't risk public places. And Betty got my mom out of town when I thought Crime Master was after them. So MJ's trying to get in that place, New York's hottest club. It's likely exclusive. So I guess there's only one person I can go to, Peter Parker. So he's going to run into the arms of the very guy that is trying to kill him, basically. Sucks to be Peter Parker, right? Well, anyway, the story changes again to Mary Jane Watson's nightclub. She built a new club after that her last one fell down. She's invited all the firefighters and everybody to come in and have free drinks because they saved her and her club. And what happens is the police come in because her friend, the one that's being held by the goblins, has disappeared, and they can tie it back to Peter Parker. That one, it's this bad thing about Spider-Man comics is they take you down so many different corridors that by the time you get to the main spot, you don't care because you've spent too much time on these different characters. And we find them back at the at Peter's place, and he gets a knock on the door. It's Flash Thompson, just like last time, and he doesn't exactly remember who he is, and he's trying to introduce him to Anna Maria, his new girlfriend. He goes, I'd love to hear. He goes, hello, who's this, Peter? Well, this is Flash Thompson. He's most definitely Flash Thompson. Flash, allow me to introduce myself, Anna Maria. Marconi, it's a pleasure. Sorry to barge in, and me and Peter go way back. Yes, we're longtime friends, he says, even though he doesn't remember. He goes, he's being nice. I used to give him hell in high school, but we both changed a lot since then. Right, buddy? He goes, yeah, well, Emery goes, well, I really can't, we really can't stay. We're going to go check on his mother. She just had an operation to fix herself. He goes, no, I insist that he comes with us. So Dr. Octopus is insisting he keeps him where he can see him. And we go through two different story arcs right here. One about Aunt May going to go see Peter Parker after she's been re-healed with cybernetic. She doesn't have to use a cane anymore with her new husband. And it's all thanks to Dr. Otto Octavius's thing, because Peter has started a company. If I didn't mention that again, if you saw the next review, I do mention it. But I don't know. I just don't like the idea of him being this heavily fortified. And they're going on to see Peter to meet his new girlfriend and everything else, so it's a little bit of a civilian moment. Then we find ourselves back at Alchemax Corporation. Like I said, it takes you down too many different corridors, where J. Jonah Jameson, who's been under the heel of the Superior Spider-Man, is trying to find a way out of it. He's trying to build Spider Slayers to kill Spider-Man, just in case he goes rogue and he gets a chance to put that wall-crawling menace away. And where does he go? The newly formed Alchemax, the future entity that is supposed to take over the future and ruin the life of the 2099 Spider-Man, who is also working for Alchemax at this point. And he is. I hope they listen to me, Marvel. I hope you get another 2099 Spider-Man out there, because I would love to see that again. Anyway, back at the main part to the story, we have Peter Parker, the Superior Spider-Man, and Anna Maria on their way to get this stuff together. Sorry. Sorry, text. Alright, sorry, I gotta get ready to leave here in a minute. I'm just trying to get this thing done. So, here you go, everybody, he tells them, and they're all sitting around there talking about how great Anna Maria is at doing her cooking, and that, they ask the questions about her. He goes, I don't mean to pry, but of course she did. We appreciate it. I'm just gonna go out on a limb here and say he didn't mention I'm a little person, did she? He goes, it doesn't occur to him much. I adore, but if you have any questions, please feel free to ask me. She asked him to say, if you have any questions about us together like this and me being a midget, please let me know. She goes, I was wondering about, well, children, Aunt May. She brought it up. I was only curious. In general terms, if kids might be like their mother, he's trying to explain how it works with them, and she's just being an aunt, wondering how it's going on. And he brings up the point of her surgery was a success. And then he turns the conversation back to Flash Thompson. He says, listen, Flash, if it worked for her, it can work for you. If you would give me the day, I can get you walking again. And to someone who's lost their legs, who's lost the ability to use their legs, let me tell you, there is nothing they won't do to get it back. So, to make this long review a little shorter, he agrees to do it. He agrees to put on these new limbs that Flash Thompson does. And he has Peter and this doctor get ready to do it. Peter goes out of the room and says, I want to call in a specialist. and it's Spiderman, who they don't know is actually Peter Parker, or aka Dr. Octopus. And he says, for this particular patient, I'm going to do a series of sonic and dermal, scans that'll hopefully scan out any problems there'll be in the cell. What he's actually doing is trying to get the symbiote to remove itself from flesh. And of course it works, because the symbiote hates sonic vibrations. Sound kills it. Well, at the end of this, after he pulls him off of there, the symbiote and flesh are removed. He goes, "You don't understand. I had the symbiote under control, but now it's in pain, scared, isolated, and a hell of a lot stronger than you remember." And it breaks through the containment field that he was being held in. And it comes out saying, "The superior venom has arrived." So we have a villainous venom again. Alright guys, so that's your Redneck review from Robert on the Superior Spider-Man number 23. I like this book. I don't want anybody to think that I don't. I just miss Peter Parker is the main thing. So for the actual story, with it being a part of a story arc, I'm going to give it a 4.75. I'm going to probably start judging story arcs at the very end, after they're done with stuff like that, and say if it was a good story or a bad story. Right now, $3.99 to me just doesn't qualify it, but I did get a lot of my favorite Spider-Man characters, which is a good thing about this book. You always get great art. The art itself is great. It's a 5. I just don't think the art itself, to me, in this one is always a 5. It's pretty good. Alright guys, that's your Redneck review. This is Robert Lawrence from, over here, What We Do, and please leave your comments down below. If this was a terrible review for you, just tell me. I can handle it. I can take any criticism you can give me. And thank you all so much. God bless you.